Hi there, thanks for joining me. So today I want to do just a little overview of my Steam collection and kind of talk about the stuff I've been playing this year. I'm not normally a huge PC gamer. I do like to keep a PC that's like gaming capable, but not necessarily, cutting edge. Um, but this gen, this is pretty much my way of gaming for like this gen uh, games. I'm not really buying the PlayStation 5 or Xbox whatever right now. So yeah, this is it. And yeah, there's also a Steam sale going on. So I figured, if I'm going to talk about some Steam games and games I've been playing, this might be a good time because you guys can probably get a lot of this stuff on sale right now. Um, for their Steam Winter Sale. Before I get into that, I do want to just announce, if you guys want to see content from me, because I don't make much on this channel, I am doing a podcast with my buddy Benjamin Yoder. We do the PC FX Fan Club podcast. We have a YouTube channel for that, and we have a Discord server. And yeah, we actually just released today, because today, when I'm recording this, is the 30th anniversary of the PCFX. We released a translation patch for Team Innocent. This is one of the launch titles for the PCFX. It's kind of a pseudo like 3D 2D slash game. It's in the style of like a Resident Evil, sort of kind of survival horror, but it's science fiction themed, and it's a really cool game. It's something that my buddy Esper Knight and I started working on a long time ago, 13, 14 years ago. And yeah, because we have that Discord server and we're talking about the PCFX, a lot of those guys kind of ended up on that server together who had maybe been working on that project in the past. And we managed to not quite finish it up as much as we want, but we got it to a beta, like, zero point 0.9 release, and we wanted to make it public. It's totally playable. It's all in English, aside from like maybe video subtitles, which we're working on. A little bit of polish maybe here and there, but our resident tester, Has No Pants, did a whole lot of testing on it. It's actually in quite good shape, and yeah, I just want to let you guys know that that's out there if you want to check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's take a look at my collection here. It's a fairly small collection. It's kind of smaller than this in terms of the things that I've actually purchased for myself, mostly because my buddy gifted me this huge pack of Warhammer games, which is totally cool. I really appreciate it. I just haven't played a lot of these. He was sort of like, hey, you want this code for like whatever, 15, 20 Warhammer games? I'm like, yeah, sure. Um, but we play Warhammer together. He works in the video games industry. Um, and we're good friends. We've been friends since we were in high school, and so some of this stuff is kind of because of him. We Happy Few, that's a game he helped out on. So he gifted me a copy of that. These Warhammer games. I haven't really necessarily played on Steam, but we used to play Dawn of War together. I remember we did like LAN parties, in my apartment with my other roommate. We would play Dawn of War, really fun. This was good memories. So this, I guess at the top here, this is pretty much like my collection of stuff that I've gotten, and these are in order by last played. So this right here is pretty much the stuff I've been playing this year. Actually, you can see dates on these too. Um, this was 2023, 2023, and then we get into this year. Basically, I guess these three games, right? Which, that tracks. So, um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit. RoboCop Rogue City is something that I was quite excited about. That this came out like this year or last year, but yeah, it actually has Peter Weller reprising his role as RoboCop for the voiceover for this, which is really cool. And it seems like the developers really just, um, you know, have an appreciation for the source material. And it's not just a shooter game. It's also kind of like a detective, like police game. Like you actually do police work in it, but it sounds really cool. And I haven't played it at all yet, as you can see. I need to be a little careful because yeah, I have like an anxiety disorder where I will have panic attacks. It's managed quite well these days, and it's not too bad. But like gore and violence and stuff, I need to be a little careful of because that will elevate my anxiety. So I've been being a little cautious about RoboCop, and I haven't fired it up yet. But I would like to play that sometime because it looks super cool. Um, yeah, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, Record of Lotus War. This I mostly got. I haven't played it at all on Steam because they did finally release it, I think physically on the PlayStation 4. So I have a PlayStation 4 version and I've played some of that. It's pretty cool. It's a Metroidvania, right? With characters from Record of Lotus War. It's pretty fun. I didn't it didn't hook me quite as much as I was hoping, so that I like kept playing and playing it. But I played it for a couple few hours. It's good. Pathfinder. Okay, this is kind of the page that I thought it might just bring me to when I look at this in my library. Um, who makes this game and how much it's $12, so it's cheap-ish for a game. It's made by Owlcat. Is it made by Owlcat? Yes, it's made by Owlcat. What else has Owlcat done? In addition to Rogue Trader, again, this is on sale too. So you can get Rogue Trader for 27 bucks. Void Shadows expansion for like 14 bucks. Um, yeah, maybe this is mostly what they've done, Pathfinder and Rogue Trader. So yeah, anyway, these games are supposed to be good. Mostly I did not play them because I got Baldur's Gate 3 like immediately after I bought these. It's like these were on sale, and then all those like new games dropped, and so I got those. Might and Magic 10 Legacy. Might and Magic is kind of my OG dungeon crawler that I used to play back in the day, and I played some of them on PC, like back on DOS when they were contemporary. I think the franchise was purchased by Ubisoft, I believe, and I think done a little bit with it here and there. But anyway, this one's newer. I think it's supposed to be pretty good. Again, I don't know. Oh, I guess I can go to the store page here. Um, it's on sale for $6, and yeah. Well, I guess okay. So mixed reviews. So maybe it's some people like it, some people don't. But anyway, I'm a big fan of the series, so I'm curious to check this out. I'm sure I got it. I don't know if I got it for $6, but I think I got it on sale, and it was something I wanted to check out. I haven't played it yet. Um, yeah, Little Witch Romanesque. I definitely have played a fair amount of this. It doesn't actually show it in here, and I'm not sure why. If that's just because of how it, um, launches or something like that. It's a very cute game. It does have adult content in it. It is kind of an edoge, but it's like you play these sort of like apprentice witches. You have a schedule of like missions that you have agreed to like perform, and so you kind of need to like learn magic to be able to like complete the missions, and it's kind of like dice based. But it's fun. I've been enjoying it. You also have Legend of Grimrock. These were a couple of dungeon crawlers that I heard good things about. You can see I've only played the first one, and I think I've got not quite 4 hours into it. It's pretty interesting, like what I played of. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun, but I think what I was hoping for was probably a little bit more of something like what you would get in the old Might and Magic games, right? Where you were really in a town, like you could visit shops, you could um, do a lot of stuff in terms of building your party and things like that. Whereas in this, I seem to remember I felt like it was a little bit more like I think you get imprisoned and thrown into this dungeon, and you kind of don't have anything, and you need to build up from. You do have a party, I think, but you sort of need to build up from nothing and kind of get stronger. And it seems pretty cool, but yeah, I've only played a few hours of it. I'll probably try to give that another go here. Sticking with the dungeon crawlers, the Bard's Tale trilogy, this is something I picked up for myself and haven't really played, um, but yeah, the Bard's Tale is something I used to play, along with stuff like Might and Magic, classic. dungeon crawl, kind of hardcore, like old school dungeon crawl, wizardry type of thing. And this seems like just a total, a new um, remake, but really with that kind of that classic feeling to it. It seems really cool. But yeah, I haven't played it, but you can see you can get this stuff on sale right now. It's like super cheap. Um, so yeah, Aliens, Dark Descent. This is another one. This was fairly recent. If we go to the store page, I think this came out in June of 2023. Um, and I haven't played it yet, but I'm actually pretty excited about checking it out. Again, you can get it on sale right now. Um, it's like a real-time strategy Aliens game, which just like I watched some gameplay of it, and I'm like, I want to play this. I need to play this. It's super cool. I really I liked the Aliens franchise a lot when I was like in high school, right? And the first couple few movies were out. Um, and this seems super fun. I haven't gotten around to trying it out quite yet, but this is probably on my list to play, you know, sooner rather than later. Oh, here's that Titanicus, Adeptus Titanicus game. I haven't played it, but Portal, I think you get this for free with Steam. Looks like maybe I played it for less than an hour. Yeah, I don't have anything against Portal really. I don't know. It was free and I tried it and I was like, okay, there it is. Pillars of Eternity. This, if I remember correctly, is Obsidian. Yes. Um, so yeah, computer RPG, sort of like isometric CRPG in the style of, I like stuff like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights and that kind of thing. So when I saw they were coming out with Pillars of Eternity, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is super cool. And I grabbed it. It's already in my Steam library. Oh yeah, this is on sale, nice and cheap too. Um, it's fun. I got to a point with it. It should say how much I've played it here. Uh, wow, almost 70 hours. Doesn't really feel. I wonder if I like left it on one day or something while I was doing other stuff. I don't feel like I've put 70 hours into this, but maybe I have. Only five of the achievements. I know I've definitely played a bunch of it, so that could be the case. But at some point, I just like the mechanics of it. I just sort of bumped up against where I'm like, I don't know. I got bored with it, I guess, and I stopped playing. But it's a cool game. Final Fantasy 14. No, no, this is Final Fantasy 11. Yeah, it says a total of 35 minutes, but that's not right. I think that's like maybe 35 minutes in the launcher, something like that. So this is the Ultimate Collection. I did buy this at one point because I wanted to replay Final Fantasy 11. Oh, interesting. I wonder, is it not available to purchase on Steam anymore? That wouldn't surprise me because it is kind of like the game is sort of done, but I think it's still going. I actually recently started playing a little bit of a like fan server, like an unofficial server of Final Fantasy 11 as well, which is pretty fun. Um, yeah, it's something I come back to here and then once in a while. Final Fantasy 14. I guess this does keep track. I guess I put 55 hours into it. Um, yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14. I was really keen on it when it first came out, which of course everyone probably knows that the launch was kind of a disaster and pretty bizarre. Um, and then sort of by the time they were redoing it, I was just like, dude, I have better things to do than play an MMO right now. And but I've kind of come back to it and put some time into it. It's kind of fun, but it's work. It's mostly work. And Skyrim, of course. I've got almost 300 hours in Skyrim. I love, the Elder Scrolls games and just Bethesda's, you know, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, that kind of stuff are super fun. Skyrim's really fun to have on PC because you can mod it and, use the script extender to play with all kinds of mods, which is a lot of fun. So that's why I've played it for almost 300 hours. Baldur's Gate 3. So I picked this up at the end of last year, and I played some of it. You know, it is one of those D&D based isometric computer RPG games, kind of like other ones that I've talked about, which is why I was really on board with this. I'm like, okay, this seems cool. And everyone else was kind of on board with it as well once it came out because it like made a huge splash. Game of the Year awards. It is on sale a little bit, so you can get a little bit of a discount on it. But yeah, ultimately, I would say I don't think I've enjoyed this as much as other people have enjoyed it. Like I'm definitely, it's one of those things where I'm like seeing people and hearing people talk about it, reading people, what they have to say about it, and like they are having experiences with this game that I just haven't really had yet. And that's okay. I think part of the trouble was really that this came out when a bunch of other things were coming out that I wanted to play. But yeah, it does seem like a great game. And really cool for like a computer RPG that's Dungeons and Dragons based. I'm definitely gonna like set aside some time to play this some more at some point. But yeah, I put a little time in it. Um, Dragon's Dogma 2, though, I did make a video about this sometime this year, I think. I love this game. I haven't really played a lot more of it recently. 42 hours into it right now. I think I just, had played quite a bit of it, and I've put it down for a sec. Um, this got review bombed when it first came out. Maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more with Starfield, but this whole review bombing thing, I'm sick of it, right? I think it's childish, but at any rate, people formed a narrative around deciding that there were a bunch of negative things about this game that I think were kind of non-issues. There are things that you can complain about, legitimate grievances that you could have, but I don't think people had legitimate grievances when they jumped all over this game and gave it negative reviews when it first came out. They were, I don't know, just being online trolls. But regardless, yeah, recent reviews are very positive. The game is amazing. I love it. It's on sale, actually, a pretty good discount. You can get it for like $40. I think a lot of people are buying it now and kind of going, "Oh, this game is really freaking cool." And it's like, well, yeah, no kidding. If you want to know my impressions about it, just go check out my video about it. The combat is super fun. The exploration is super fun. It's not the kind of thing you play for, I don't know, the narrative really. Like I have other games I play for narrative. This I play for like a fun ass, fighting exploration fantasy game. It's action RPG, I guess you'd call it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so I played quite a bit of that this year. You can see like 40 hours. Interestingly, HoloCure. This is something I've been vaguely interested in just because I do watch VTubers. I think a lot of people, started watching VTubers when they started getting more popular and they started doing like English language VTubers and things like that. So this is like a fan game specifically for like HoloLive VTubers, and it's based on what's that game called? Vampire Survivors, something like that. Yeah, it's like you just play a game. They're like 20 minutes or something like that, and your character just tries to survive as like waves and waves of enemies come after you, and like you just sort of like level up and try to like get um, enough skills and weapons and things like that to survive until the end. And but yeah, this one is like sort of made by a fan. This is, who is it? K Animate. It's KKU, I think. Yeah, and they just like HoloLive, and so they're a indie game developer, and this is all for free, so it's an unofficial free fan game, and you can just download it and play it. So KU did like a big update to this fairly recently, and a bunch of the VTubers that I like watch here and there were playing it, so I wanted to check it out myself. Now, the reason why I have like 72 hours into this game is not because I've sat and played this game for 72 hours. It's because if there is a mode in this where you have like a house. What I did is I basically like set up a bunch of workers to work and make me money in the game, and then in order to keep them making money, you like you feed them things that they want from like fishing and gardening. So that's kind of the main thing that I did. And one of the nice things is like you could just leave the game running and they will make you money. And then if you just come back to it whenever you feel like it, every, hour, once an hour or something like that, and like fish some more stuff and grow some more vegetables and feed it to them, then they'll just keep doing that. So basically, the 72 hours was just me letting my workers passively like make me money so that I could buy all the characters in the game. So, so I've not played it for 72 hours, but I have played it. It's fun. I think I more like enjoyed unlocking the characters and abilities than I do really playing the game because uh, it tires my eyes out. My eyes get really bloodshot because there's so much going on the screen. It's just it's a little crazy. But yeah, it's cute if you like VTubers or you just want to play a Vampire Survivor style game. It's free. You can download it. It's fun. What I've been playing, and I've been playing recently, is Starfield. 92 hours into Starfield. Yeah, 11.7 hours in the past 2 weeks. So, I mean, that's not a ton. But for me, considering I don't play games a lot anymore, it feels like a lot. I've been playing it quite a bit for the past couple weeks. And yeah, it's also just it's super fun, right? Like I said, I really like Bethesda's games, and basically, like I started off playing this, and I think what I started playing it kind of like No Man's Sky, where I just got into the scanning and exploration aspects. So I would just go to planets, build up my skills on my scanner, scan the fauna and the flora and the resources on the planets, and then you can take missions that are like based on scanning planets if you want, so you can get experience and currency from that, and then you can, because you've collected data on the planets, you can then sell your survey data and get money that way. So that's like literally all I was doing. Well, that and outpost like base building, those were the main mechanics that I was interacting with. And now that I've had done that for quite a while, I started wondering about like the ship building and the space combat and stuff a little bit more. So I looked it up, and it looks like like there was a ship combat simulator that you could do if you sort of started doing the quest line for the United Colonies Vanguard missions on this city here. I forget what it's called, but New Atlantis. And yeah, so I started doing that, and then I went ahead and like did basically that quest line, which was cool. So that kind of got me into like questing a little bit more in the game and doing a little bit more of the narrative stuff. These are like faction quests, so they're kind of major side quests that aren't like the sort of main story quest, which is probably doing the stuff with Constellation. I haven't really been that into doing the Constellation stuff, but mostly just because like my previous experience with Bethesda games is like you just don't do the main quest, you just do everything else, and then if you feel like doing the main quest, you can do that and finish the game, right? But yeah, I wanted to get into like the ship building a little bit more. So I've done that, which is fun. And then that's sort of taken me to some of the other places. Like I've gone to like the Freestar Collective's city, what is it, Aquila City, and started doing quests there and getting involved in some of the other side factions and things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and it's just fun. It's nice being able to like take whatever, an hour or two, and sit down and feel like I can play a game and get a little bit immersed in it. And Starfield can kind of do that for me when I need to like stop doing what I'm doing for a little bit and engage with something fun. So yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, I don't know. This is on sale right now for yeah, $42. That's a really good deal. That's a pretty deep discount on Starfield. So what is on my wish list right now? Well, we've got Rhapsody 2 and 3. These are sequels to Rhapsody 1. I have these in Japanese for the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 respectively, but they're in Japanese, and I could play them, but I was pretty blown away when, out of the blue, they were localized. I assume by Nipponichi last year, Yeah, late last year. But yeah, I kind of thought that maybe they were like exclusive to the PlayStation 5 at first, but it seems like they're out on the Switch and Steam. So yeah, I added these to my wish list. They are now 40% off, so don't have much of an excuse of not getting these. I might sort of compromise and maybe just get the second one um, now and then wait and get the third one later. Also, Rogue Trader. We were looking at the Pathfinder games earlier by Owlcat. This is a Warhammer 40,000 game, and of course you saw, I had a ton of Warhammer and Warhammer 40k games in my collection. Not that I necessarily played a bunch of them, but I do really like Warhammer, and from everything I see, this Rogue Trader game is super great. In fact, like it's hard because it's like there's just a bunch of other good games out, right? Like I feel like if I wasn't playing Starfield and maybe wasn't gonna dive into that aliens game or something at some point, this would be another fun game to just dive right into. So I don't know, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a wish list so that I am keeping an eye on these things, so I can sort of know, like, yes, that these are things that I want, and to get them when I want. And yeah, I'm just curious to know, like, what's on your guys' wish list. Are there any other games that you think I would really like on Steam that I should be considering taking into account the games that are in my library or on my wish list? I'd be curious to know. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to give you guys, like I said, a chance to just hear my impressions about some of these games, since a lot of stuff's on sale right now. I'm not, this isn't sponsored by Steam or something. Honestly, like there are issues with Steam, right? I hope that was fun, and I hope you guys check out our unofficial Team Innocent English language translation patch for the PCFX if that's anything you're interested in. And yeah, just I don't know, happy holidays and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. Well, I guess technically it's Christmas Eve like day right now. This it's after midnight. So yeah. Anyway, take care, guys. I may make a video here again in 2025. Who knows? And we'll catch you later.